shaky. This guy's having a hard time.
Oh my God! It crashed.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. They're gonna fix.
You know that somebody on a dialysis machine in a cave didn't have NORAD stand down, didn't do war games of flying planes in the buildings that morning, didn't do CIA insider trading, didn't call Mayor Willie Brown and tell him not to fly, and Ashcroft and everybody else.
What really happened on September 11th when 3,000 citizens were sent into heaven? Why the air of fake Bin Laden video confession? Why's the fairy tale version got so many questions? With radical hijackers that were only using box cutters sliced up pilots like a knife cutting hot butter. They had us frantic like a NASDAQ stock runner. They flew in planes like a Tom Cruise top gunner. But the story's bogus, I noticed. Dick Cheney ran 9/11 drinking Diet Sprite sodas. You only gotta look at how the buildings collapsed. Bombs popping off, listen, cause the building effects. A controlled demolition had a molten pool of steel up at ground zero. That's the temperature to drown heroes. Fires in the buildings that were oxygen starved. People waving from the windows where the bombing had started. So let me get this straight. These fires couldn't melt people of glass, but they can melt 47 steel frames. World Trade 7 wasn't hit by a plane. At 5 p.m. collapsed and they couldn't explain how for the third time in history a steel building melted in a neat little pile. Had it happen, such a mystery. The owners said pull it and admitted they knew. That's Larry Silverstein, the partner with the Blackstone Group. They got the act all cool and made $6 billion stacking blood money dripping off of necktie collars. The South Tower burned for like 48 minutes while the buildings in Madrid burned for 28 hours, shooting white hot flames, but they never collapsed. Ask your science professor, make him try and explain that. Or just watch the videos with concrete shooting out the blast point. You hear explosions at the blast point. C4 hit him like an asteroid. Planning a controlled demolition. Got a question you can ask Freud. You got a question you can ask Roy.
What you believe doesn't necessarily make it so. And so people say, well, how dare you, change my reality on 9/11. I don't want to believe it. Well, regardless of what you believe, the facts are still the facts. Let me just say this.
Yo, for real, why was Dick Cheney running hijacking drills? And why has George Shultz got a mind that can kill? And why they steal the footage when a missile hit the Pentagon? Why the stage terror like in Beirut, Lebanon? Why is it that though I never try and intercept? Why would Rumsfeld stand down, orders so direct? Really, why was 9/11 such an inside job? Well, because the facts make it easy to solve. So the project for the new American century said we need a mobilizer with a new Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we got him by the chains, but we need to pull him harder in a cashless society, control grid slaughter. So 3,000 citizens were martyred. The military budget seemed jumping like a young Vince Carter. 9/11's really just a starter. They planted more terrorism all the way from here to Jakarta. And after the fact, they passed the Patriot Act. They left the Constitution murder with a stake in its back, cause they had to get a stake in Iraq. Bechtel, Raytheon, Dicor, and the Halliburton contracts. Children get abducted like alien contact at Abu Ghraib prison during military combat. Cheney's that man saying bomb that. I'm that vice president that played possum like a wombat. He stole the plan out of Operation Northwoods. Him and Scooter Libby burned crosses and they sport hoods. Peter Schumacher in a shadow government are running martial law takeover drills out of Fort Hood. See, they have more good CIA running crack. Teenagers popping more Viking than Laura Bush. Deficit they running up. 3 trillion missing from the Pentagon budget. The water supply drugging it. Why you think they're loving it, loving it? Got a system where the terrorism happens cause the CIA funded it. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi's just a one-legged shield. Bin Laden's already been killed. Just false flag mind control, synthetic terrorism, comic book villains. Now Americans are scared of living blind to the 9/11 inside job. It's Roy Shivers to the truth like religion and God.
Face the facts. There's no debating it. All the evidence points toward David Ray Griffin's fourth scenario, government total involvement. That is a criminal element within the government. That doesn't mean your mailman was involved, or the cop was involved, or your cousin whose FBI was involved.
Yo, for real, why was Buzzy Krongard selling airline stocks? Why is Bush's brain star where his hairline stops? Why do Pentagon officials all cancel their flights? Why does fluoridated water cause cancer in mice? Why would World Trade 7 all of a sudden collapse? Why was Dick Cheney planning for a war in Iraq? Really, why was 9/11 such an inside job? Well, because the facts make it easy to solve. Muhammad Atta trained as a spy up in Cali with the Able Danger program in the Monterey Valley. Then he transferred to a CIA flight school in Venice. FBI double agent terrorist apprentice. With Cheney running drills like a dentist. Remote control pilot and crashed into the World Trade Centers. And now he claiming that he can defend us. Halliburton's making $20 billion off of genocide agendas. Economy to topple like Jenga mass media that's running bigger scams than the credit card lenders. This new world order that we enter. Is David Rockefeller's wet dream, cause he's chicken like tenders. It's really not the end of it. The Federal Reserve print money and they spending it. It's Roy Shivers, I can smell a psyop from the center of it. Knowing that the NSA ran at least 80% of it. They knock down the towers like a tenement, ensuring that the military-industrial complex benefit. You hear the truth in my sentiment. Bush administration officials, they take reality and bending it.
It's called covert action. It's called compartmentalization. This is what they do. The CIA admits to hundreds of bombings all over the world and blame it on people.
Why supposed hijackers traded Air Force bases? And why did Flight 93 land in 2 places? And why did they replace it with a drone? And why are Paul Wolf and Winston Richard Pearl talking with Sharon? Why did agents from Mossad laugh and videotape? Why did FBI agents go and let them escape? Really, why was 9/11 such an inside job? Well, because the facts make it easy to solve.
I have official government documents for 9/11. I have official government documents for Operation Gladio. I have official government documents where they carried attacks out. Do you understand? That's the number one piece of evidence. Number two is the motive. And then we say, well, we don't want to believe this. Let's look at the evidence. And when you look at the evidence, only one country, and other governments have looked at this, only one country forgets somebody to cave. Only one country can pull this off in America. Now, if you want to learn the truth, go to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com and get Martial Law, my new film. It is my crowning achievement. It is.
To use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
Man, you hear this bullshit they be talking every day, man. It's like these motherfuckers is just like professional liars, you know what I'm saying? It's wow. Listen, Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga. Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
I pledge no allegiance, nigga, fuck the president's speeches. I'm baptized by America and covered in leeches. The dirty water that bleaches your soul and your facial features, drowning you in propaganda that they spit through the speakers. And if you speak about the evil that the government does, the Patriot Act to track you to the type of your blood. They try to frame you and say you was trying to sell drugs and throw a federal indictment on niggas to show you love. Cause shit is run by fake Christians, fake politicians. Look at their mansions and look at the conditions you live in. All they talk about is terrorism on television. They tell you to listen, but they don't really tell you their mission. They funded Al-Qaeda and now they blame the Muslim religion. Even though Bin Laden was a CIA tactician, they gave him billions of dollars and they funded his purpose. Fahrenheit 9/11, that's just scratching the surface.
Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, niggas. Tell the truth, niggas.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, niggas.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Like, Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
They say the rebels in Iraq still fight for Saddam, but that's bullshit. I'll show you why it's totally wrong. Cause if another country invaded the hood tonight, it'd be warfare through Harlem and Washington Heights. I wouldn't be fighting for Bush or white America's dream. I'd be fighting for my people's survival and self-esteem. I wouldn't fight for racist churches from the South, my nigga. I'd be fighting to keep the occupation out, my nigga. You ever clock someone who talk shit but look at you wrong? Imagine if they shot at you and was raping your moms. And of course Saddam Hussein had chemical weapons. We sold them that shit after Ronald Reagan's election. Mercenary contractors fighting a new era. Corporate military banking off the war on terror. They controlling the ghetto with the fear of attack, trying to distract the fact that they engineering the crack. So I'm strapped like Lee Malvo holding a sniper rifle. These bullets will touch your kids, and I don't mean like Michael. Your body be sent to the morgue, stripped down and recycled. I fire on house niggas that support you and like you. Cause innocent people get murdered in the struggle daily, and poor people never get shit and struggle daily. This ain't no alien conspiracy theory, this shit is real. Written on a dollar underneath the Masonic seal.
like to report on the state of our war against the American people. We're mounting a sustained campaign to crack down on every American and every person of every faith and every nation, and to bring them to justice. All missions are being executed according to plan, without warning or provocation. Americans are being swept up in an international dragnet. Thousands of FBI agents are on the trail of other citizens here and abroad. It has everything to do with hate and evil and murder and prejudice. America's strong.
Federal agents, we are armed!
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.